Don't shoot the messenger is what I'll say about today's video. I'd get a drink ready for this if I were you. So these two beautiful machines on either side of me here, these are called Hondas, and that may be what you want to consider for your next super sport. So it seems like just a few days ago, I did a video on a letter I got from Kawasaki about the second recall on the 24 to 26 ZX-6R. And it got really bad. Apparently, this is a recall on the first recall that we got during the summer. So yes, that first recall did not fix your problem. Who really knows what that did? But there is a second recall. Your bike still may seize. It could blow up. You may crash and die. It's a do not ride notice, so don't get on the thing unless it's going to the dealership for the repairs. So we kind of talked about the details of that. I walked you through everything that entails. It's pretty bad stuff. Well, so we have another new letter here. I just received this a couple days ago, and I did not have the courage to talk about it yesterday, but I will now. So I got this letter. I saw that it was from Kawasaki, and I thought, what in the world? There's more info on this, hoping that it would be good news. Well, so I'm looking at the letter, and I'm reading down this third letter now, and it seems to be all the same. I mean, I read down, it's a whole page full of words and nonsense, but I read down the first 3 paragraphs, and it was exactly the same as the recall letter about the second recall. So I thought, okay, I got a duplicate letter, whatever. They're just making sure that everybody has all the info on this. And so I wanted to set this. I keep these Kawasaki, these recall letters together. And so I took the letter and I went to set it on the other letter that I had just received a few days before. And as I set these two pieces of paper on each other, I could see at the end the spacing did not line up. So I knew that there was some differences. As soon as they were sitting on each other, I could tell instantly that something had changed in this third letter. Yes, something did change, and it's not good. I'll just tell you right now, it is the worst that it could possibly be. Well, whatever, I'll just tell you what it is. So as soon as you get down in the letter to the section that says, you know, what will your dealer do, which the previous letter had stated, you know, take your bike to the Kawasaki dealership, la-da-da-da-da. Well, now, so in the updated letter about the second recall, Kawasaki added in or changed 5 words here. Well, and those 5 words that changed, they affect a lot. The letter about the second Kawasaki recall now says, parts are currently not available. Parts are currently not available for the repair. As soon as parts become available, Kawasaki will mail you another letter. Exact words, I quote. Oh my gosh. So, what this means is that your 2024 to 2026 ZX-6R, well, that is no longer a motorcycle. You have a $13,000 paperweight, 100%. And by sending these letters, by you receiving these recall letters and these being sent out, Kawasaki has shifted any liability off of themselves. If you were to think, okay, I'm going to go out, I'm going to ride my motorcycle, you know, I'm not going to wait for these parts to become available. Well, if your motor does seize up, if the thing does blow, if you do crash, Kawasaki is not going to replace your motor. They're not going to be liable. You will not see a penny from them. And so then suddenly your $13,000 paperweight is probably going to be worth $3,500 if it is wrecked and has a blown motor. Maybe $3,500 is overestimating what the value of that would be if that happens to it. So this is the absolute worst case scenario. This is a nightmare. It could not possibly be any worse. You have a very serious recall here, and from comments made on my last video here just a few days ago about, I was asking who exactly has experienced this. Is anybody's bike actually blowing up? Yes, they are. People actually have come forward and said, hey, my bike did blow up. I did crash. My buddy's bike locked up. He did crash. Go read through the comments to see for yourself, but this is actually happening to people. This is not just a rumor. This is not just a myth. So, and this is all basically for reasons of the update. Kawasaki brought this ZX-6R to these Euro 5 standards in 2024. And so the 24, 25, and 26 models have been virtually identical, right? We've only seen them change the colors here. But now Kawasaki just switched over their ZX-10R here to a new look, these new standards. So your 2026 ZX-10R, it looks totally different, kind of like the ZX-6 now. It is down on horsepower. It's down to 193. The torque dropped as well. It got heavier. Like just a couple years ago, our ZX-10 was putting out 204 horsepower. It was a missile. Well, no, this saw the new changes too, and we're working backwards. So in light of how these new transitions are going for the ZX-6, in no scenario would I purchase the ZX-10 if I were you. I would absolutely not. If you thought it was bad to have a $13,000 paperweight, how much worse would it be if you have a $20,000 paperweight? Gosh, this is so bad. I feel bad for initially reviewing this motorcycle and saying that it was so great and everybody should go out and get one. Like, there's no possible way I could have seen this coming. And so that's why I've tried to make these videos and, keep you guys updated with the information, the recalls, everything that I'm receiving. So when are they going to have the parts? Like, when are they going to have the parts to be able to do the recall, to repair the issue? I don't know, and I'm not going to be the one to try and say a date. We've been pretty let down by Kawasaki here, and even if they came out and gave us a definitive date, it's going to be December 21st. I don't even know if I'd believe that if they said it. So I guess here's where I stand on the whole issue. We have a motorcycle, the ZX-6R. This motorcycle has been produced for over 20 years here. So to go through something like this, one recall, okay, whatever, you've made us a rock solid bike in the past, we'll forgive you. Second recall, and it's on the first recall and has to do with nothing got fixed there and we still have the problem and now everybody's closer to the problem than they were before. Well, okay, that starts to get into the unacceptable territory. And then now that you tell everybody, yeah, the parts are just currently not even available for the repair, and that they'll let us know when those parts become available. Yeah, so, I won't lie to you, I am turning my back on Kawasaki. It's gonna be several, at least a couple generations before I even consider buying another Kawasaki Supersport, like the ZX-6 or the ZX-10. I'm gonna let the current generation run out until they get a facelift, and then I'm gonna let the next generation after that completely run out, and it better be problem-free. So what, that would put us to 2031, 2032, probably 2032 before I even consider buying a new Kawasaki Supersport. Like, there is no way that I am gonna take that risk and get another one of these, well, another one of these lemons, another one of these duds. So, if you haven't bought a new Supersport yet and you're looking for one, if you're considering a ZX-6R or a ZX-10R, I'm just gonna push you towards the Hondas now. I'm gonna push you towards a CBR 600 or a CBR 1000. I think that's your next best bet. If you want a leader bike, the Yamaha R1 is a great option as well. A little bit more pricey than your CBR 1000. Or go with Suzuki, go the Gixxer route, a GSXR 600, GSXR 1000. But yeah, don't even consider these Ninjas. Do not. All the other Ninjas are good in their lineup, it seems like, but the ZX-6 and then the newly updated ZX-10 here, oh, don't do it. Oh, for the love of God, don't do it. It's just, you're gonna regret it. Can you imagine how much every person who bought a ZX-6R, one of these newer ones, regrets it? More than anything, no doubt, it has been their worst purchase to date. And if I still had mine, I would be in the same situation. Luckily, I had sold that before any of these recalls came out. So yeah, Kawasaki, you messed up. You know, I've always loved Kawasaki ever since I was a kid. Seems like a lot of their other bikes are still fine. You know, I haven't heard of any problems like this with them. But the Ninja lineup has always been legendary. Obviously, specifically, the ZX-6R and the ZX-10s have been legends for over 20 years now. And maybe we get to see the fall of an empire now. Maybe we get to see those bikes fall from grace, fall from glory. So this is super sad. This is super disheartening, but yeah, I figured I'd just tell you guys about that letter that just came in. So you won't see us with any new Kawasaki's anytime soon, and I hope they do remedy this. I hope they do iron out this issue. And to figure out where exactly things went wrong, was this in the testing that somebody failed us? Was this in the engineering? I don't know. Maybe more answers on that will come out soon. But as of now, whew, boy, recently it's just bad news on bad news. So I guess our personal boycott of Kawasaki begins. I never thought I'd be saying that. But yeah, I want everybody to have the best, most reliable, best value cycle they possibly can. And, well, you won't even have a cycle. You'll have a paperweight if you get one of these. So don't do that. I want to see you on the roads. I don't want your bike to just be parked in the garage. So comment with any questions, or if anybody has more info, if anybody has more experiences relating to this recall, the seizures of the engine, potential fixes, anything, just please post them in the comments. Kind of let us all know. Keep us all updated on this issue. The only updates I'm getting are in the mail, so if your dealership has more info, you know, share that with all of us. That would be nice. But yeah, I guess like the video if I totally ruined your week. Subscribe if you want to see more. Golly. Well, and until next time.